guys, welcome to reading. We are starting a new story this week. This one is called Whistle for Willie. It's on page 83 in your hardcover books. This is by Ezra Jack Keats. He's actually written a lot of books. This is just one of them. So let's read a little bit about him. Ezra Jack Keats. Ezra Jack Keats wrote and illustrated books for children. When Mr. Keats was a boy, he drew pictures on the kitchen table. Holy cow, my mom would have been so mad at me if I had drawn on our kitchen table. His mother was so proud, she kept the art rather than washed the table. That's a good mama right there. All right. So we're gonna go on a picture walk together before we start reading. So go ahead and turn the page. What do you notice on the first page? You're just leaning on the traffic light, right? And then on the next page, what do we see? It looks like a man with his dog, right? Look on the next two pages. He's leaning forward and leaning backwards, and look at what happened to the traffic lights. They almost look like they're balls that are getting thrown in the air. We'll find out why when we go ahead and read. All right, turn the page. It looks like he's sitting in an empty box, and the dog is just walking. All right, turn the page. It looks like they're walking by a barber shop, and there's a line on the ground, right? And it leads to, it looks like an apartment door maybe? We'll see. Turn the page. He's wearing a funny hat and looking in the mirror. And then there's a lady on the next page. Okay, go ahead and turn. On the next page, it looks like he's jumping, right? And what do you see on the next one? It looks like he's looking around a corner, right? And there's his dog. All right, turn the page. Oh, looks like he's hiding in that box again, and the dog's looking around. Turn the page. Oh, looks like he's gonna pop out of that box, and the dog is coming for him. Let's turn the page. It looks like he's whistling, and his parents and the dog are proud of him, right? I can tell that the mom is proud because it looks like she's clapping, right? I assume that's his mom. And then turn the page, it looks like he and the dog are carrying some stuff, and that's the end. So now let's go back to the beginning. It was page 83. And today you're just gonna follow along while I read. Enjoy the story. Whistle for Willie by Ezra Jack Keats. Make sure you're following along with your finger. Oh, how Peter wished he could whistle. He saw a boy playing with his dog. Whenever the boy whistled, the dog ran straight to him. Peter tried and tried to whistle, but he couldn't. So instead, he began to turn himself around. Around and around he whirled, faster and faster. When he stopped, everything turned down and up, and up and down, and around and around. What do you think happened to him? I think with all that spinning, he got dizzy, right? And that's why everything's up and down and around, and it looks like the lights came off of the traffic light. So I think that's why the picture looks so silly. Okay, turn the page. Peter saw his dog Willie coming. Quick as a wink, he hid in an empty carton lying on the sidewalk. Wouldn't it be funny if I whistled? Peter thought. Willie would stop and look all around to see who it was. Peter tried again to whistle, but he couldn't. So Willie just walked on. Have you guys ever tried to do something that you couldn't do? It gets kind of frustrating, right? I think he might be feeling a little bit frustrated right now. All right. Peter got out of the carton and started home. On the way, he took some colored chalks out of his pocket and drew a long, long line right up to his door. He stood there and tried to whistle again. He blew till his cheeks were tired, but nothing happened. He went into his house and put on his father's old hat to make himself feel more grown up. He looked into the mirror to practice whistling. Still no whistle. When his mother saw what he was doing, Peter pretended that he was his father. He said, "I've come home early today, dear. Is Peter here?" His mother answered, "Why, no, he's outside with Willie." "Well, I'll go out and look for them," said Peter. First, he walked along a crack in the sidewalk. Then he tried to run away from his shadow. He jumped off his shadow, but when he landed, they were together again. He came to the corner where the carton was, and who should he see but Willie? Peter scrambled under the carton. He blew and blew. Suddenly, out came a real whistle. Willie stopped and looked around to see who it was. "It's me!" Peter shouted and stood up. Willie raced straight to him. Peter ran home to show his father and mother what he could do. They loved Peter's whistling. So did Willie. Peter's mother asked him and Willie to go on an errand to the grocery store. He whistled all the way there, and he whistled all the way home. The end. Can you guys whistle? All right, I'll see you later.